Hey guys, welcome back. So today's videos are a bit outdated and a bit older than the videos I showed in my previous video. Now the reason is that these were taken about a week ago, and RPR has also left K54 during the previous week. So these rallies are basically the last ones we were able to set off up against RPR, who I think were like the first guild we went up against when we came here in K54, and so I want this to be a bit as a tribute as well to them, because to be totally honest, these guys were cool. We rallied a lot of them, they rallied a couple of our guys, they lost a lot of troops. I mean, if you check the other videos, we've zeroed quite a bit of players with a lot of troops in there, and they never talked trash against us, they never spammed our diplomacy, and they never spammed us with messages or creating alts to do it so it doesn't seem like it's not them. So for that, they actually have my respect. Now, as you can see, we're going up against Royal Mazda. Now, Royal Mazda is sitting at 245 million might, and you can see that he is in construction gear. So when I see someone sitting in construction gear or research gear, I automatically believe that he is also in construction, research, and farm talents. Now, something else that I do always keep in mind is I check the kills of the guy we're going up against. Now, this guy has 30 million kills. This is very low for someone sitting at this much might. What does this tell me? This tells me that this guy probably doesn't have the fighting experience. Thus, any attack he does against us or any attack we do against him will surely benefit us or hurt him more than what it would if he actually had battle experience. This is just an estimate. Don't take my word for it. It's just an idea I always have in my head, and it doesn't always work out, but some of the times I've seen it, like people will send in an attack, they will be like 300 million might, they've got 10 million kills, and they will send in an attack using no leader. Anyways, that's beside the point. Something I want to point out is, as you can see, we weren't able to time it correctly and speed up the troops to get here in time before the rally timer stops. Now, you might think that this doesn't really matter, doesn't play much of a role in this. It's like, oh come on, it's 30 seconds longer, so what? I'll play a scenario once the attack actually lands and we get to see the report, and I believe you understand what I'm talking about. So the rally is actually marching on, and you can see he drops from 245 million might down to 223 million might. Now, once again, and I don't know why this was a thing for RPR, they didn't reinforce him. So he had 4.8 million troops and he lost 1.16 million troops that were all his troops dead. I want to go really fast through his hero composition. Now, you will see the troops he's got in the next screenshot. He's basically got most of his troops evened out. So his hero composition, to be honest, is not bad. He's got a cavalry and an attack boost hero. He's got 2 infantry heroes and 2 ranged heroes. Now, if you ask me, a person sitting at 245 million might means that he's probably spent quite a bit of money on this game. So if it were me, and I believe the wise selection would have been of him picking up a hero or 2 that would basically give army boost, or have a bombing goblin in there that gives a 20% army attack as well, rather than having heroes that give specific army type boosts. That I've seen people do, and that's what I would have done in his occasion if I had even troops and even type troops. Now, as you can see, we're setting up for the next rally, and unfortunately Mazda actually shields. Before I move on to our next rally, I want to play out the scenario I mentioned earlier and why I usually stress about people getting into the rally on time. So let's say that this guy, he's sleeping, it's like 6 a.m. for him, and he'll be getting up in about 10 minutes. He's left his phone in the do not disturb mode, so nobody can actually wake him up, and he's waiting for that alarm to hit to start ringing, let's say at 6:10. So we've got a small brief window of about 10 minutes to get this rally done. What does this mean? This means that we do not have a second more to spare. So if we can get 2 attacks off, we can take out twice the troops he's got, or maybe even zero out the remaining of his troops before his alarm hits and he actually wakes up and gets in game and checks out what's going on and pops a shield. So this is just one scenario of the thousands or millions that could be out there, and thus always try to be on time for the rally. If you don't have enough speed ups, just pour it in. It's cheaper sometimes. If you're going to be using 50% speed ups, then just pour it in, because that's 1,800 gems spent on speed ups, where just relocating in costs you about 1,500. So as you can see, we're setting up a second rally. These all happen on the same day. Again, it's up against RPR, and I think the person's name is Q Judy or something like that. The thing is that this person was offline, and I think I was at work at the moment, so unfortunately I wasn't able to participate in the first rally up against him. The good thing is, of course, that the report was shared with me, and we will be able to check out both his gear, his hero lineup, and his troop composition. So you can see I've already sped the video up quite a bit. The final troops are marching into Caesar so the rally can take off, and we see that this guy actually has good gear on. He's got war gear on both ends, so he's basically spec'd for war. Now, what I mentioned earlier, and I always keep this in my mind, is the guy's kills. If you saw, his kills are close to like 8, 9, 10 million kills. That is very low for someone standing at the might that this person is. So you can see his standing might is around 190 million, and after the hit his might goes down to 171 million. So going into the report, you can see he dropped 21.1 million might, and we dropped 13.6 million. Now he's got 423k dead troops that are all his troops, and we've got 206 dead on our side, which is basically divided by about 10 players that participated in the rally. So minimal losses for us, a lot for him. Even though he was in war gear, the problem was in his hero lineup. Now unfortunately I didn't participate in the first rally, so this screenshot is from the second one. You can see that he's got Rose Knight. She provides a 20 attack troop boost, and she also provides a cavalry boost. Now first problem is his Prima Donna. Prima Donna gives Siege Engine attack boost, which is basically worthless because this guy, he didn't have Siege. I don't have the rest of the screenshot here, and she also doesn't provide much when defending or attacking. Now his big mistake is basically Death Archer. Death Archer gives a ranged attack boost, but she is basically rank 6, and she is a blue grade hero. Oathkeeper is also a blue grade hero. He is although ranked 8, and he gives a infantry boost. And then we've got Night Raven, who is purple graded, and he's also a rank 8 hero, which gives a cavalry boost. So his mistakes, at least on my perspective, are basically Death Archer and Oathkeeper. He should have invested, according to me, time and maybe money, since he's a T4 player, so he's spent some money on this game into getting his correct troop composition so they can match his hero constellation. Now the heroes he should have never put in there is surely Prima Donna, and he should have upgraded to at least a purple or gold grade the rest of the heroes he's got in his lineup, because to be honest, they are good. They do provide boosts for the troops he has, although it's better when you have mixed troops to actually have heroes that provide like squad defense, attack, etc. But the fact is that this did cost him troops, it did cost him might, and as you can see, it did cost him the battle. So moving on, I've sped up the video once again, and you can see our second rally actually landed, and this time I had participated in it, so I've got the report and the troops. You can see he's got another 25 million might drop this time, 24 million, and a 600k dead troops. And we've got about 190. Now here are our screenshots from his hero and troop composition. You can see that we're already taking out his T4s, and this time I don't know what changed, but RPR actually did pitch in and send him reinforcements in every hit. So although we were doing quite a bit of damage, a lot of the reinforcements were taking some of the hits as well. And so we move on to the third hit against RPR. This hit actually comes in and zeroes him out, so he loses all his troops, and I think Caesar actually gets his leader. We will see the report in a few seconds. You can see that he had no surviving troops. RPR didn't fully reinforce him in the final hit. Not that it would have mattered much, someone would have soloed at the end, but the thing is that it's always good to reinforce even till the last minute. So he's got 765k dead troops. We had his lineup, we had his troop composition, so it was easy to go in and clean out the remaining of the troops. Now this wasn't actually the end of the day. We had another rally that came up. I don't know what it was about RPR staying unshielded, and keep in mind that these actually all happened on the same day. So the final person we rallied from RPR is Wonder VU. Now you can see he's sitting at close to 100 million might, and he's in monster hunting gear. Now monster hunting gear is tricky. The reason is because you don't really know what your enemy's talents are set to. Is he in farm talents or is he in war talents, and he just switched gear while he was on and hunting monsters. So you find out after the first hit. Now this first hit you see lands and it actually burns him, so that means that we had a victory. Now you see he's dropped from almost 200 million might to 189 million. You see he got a 23 million might drop and a 754k dead troops. Now I'll show you the reports of his hero composition. You can see that he's actually got a decent selection of heroes in his garrison. They give mostly army boosts, but you can see that he's probably in farm talent. So basically we came in and took out his T1s at the start, wounded a bunch of his T4s, and in the next attacks we're going to be starting to clean out his troops one by one. Now shout out to RPR, because this time they actually did reinforce this guy. So he was like reinforced every time with about 1 million troops in every hit, but it didn't really help much, because after the first hit we did have his troop composition, we did have the phalanx he was using, so each hit was gonna hurt him even more. I've sped up the video so we can see the next rallies in a short period of time. Now I want to also point this out, and you will see it while the next rally is being set up, that RPR had someone leave guild and actually at one troop attack him and spam him constantly, so they could try and wake him up, so he could shield and not lose the rest of his troops. So the second rally, as you can see, has already been set up. People have poured it in and they have sped troops so they can get there in time. You can see RPR is still trying to one troop attack him and spam him so he can wake up, and spoiler alert here, but truth is he did not until the final hit. Now you can see he was sitting at 889 million might and he's down to 168 million. So this is another big blow to him. He loses 28 million might and he's got 832k dead troops. Now this time we actually got into his T4 troops and we started cleaning them out. So he did have reinforcements once again, but I've mentioned this in the past. Unfortunately, reinforcements after the first couple of hits, and especially if the guy is in farm talents, they don't really benefit him. They do take out a couple more troops on our side, but to be honest, it doesn't save him much. The only thing that they could have hoped was that he actually woke up and shielded so he could stay away from getting attacked a third time. Now in this third attack I want you to pay close attention because Barksdale is sitting in the back and he actually sends an attack that marches a few seconds right after a rally hits. Now he knew the troop count, so he knew he'd clear out most of them, and Barksdale here, as you can see, takes his leader and cleans out the remaining of his troops. We will see the reports and the troops that were sent in. This guy was left with about 400k troops, and Barksdale came in and cleaned the rest of those. Unfortunately, I don't have Bark's report, but you can see we cleaned out 1.6 million troops. You see his T4 are all gone, and in the next hit his leader and the rest of the T4 he had were actually cleared out. Now before I sign off for this video, I've got one more video basically I'd like to share with you guys, and this actually happened this week. Now to be honest, I'm not the lucky guy that is usually in game when something pretty awesome happens or a nice turn of events actually falls into place so I can actually record it. The thing is that I did happen for once in my life be on game and actually get this. Although I wasn't very sure, I did pop the screen recorder because I saw a rally was going down on BSB side against MIP, so I thought why not. Now what is about to follow, I actually find it exciting because you see this rally, it was walking against MIP A9 and they actually didn't burn him. I don't know why. Unfortunately I don't have the report. The guy, and we will check his gear in a few moments, he was actually in war gear, so I'm guessing in war specs. So as I was going around checking the mites of the different people from BSB and MIP sitting around there, and checking this guy's gear, as I said, he was actually in war gear, Nicky ported in and attacked one of the guys that had participated in the rally. So since he was in fury, he couldn't shield. Now the first hit, you can see in the screenshot that Nicky took out 142k of his troops, and he started the rest of his troops marching out to a space on the map. Now this is a big mistake that people make because someone can port in and actually take out the troops that are marching. Now the funny thing is that we weren't talking with MIP at the moment, so these just randomly happened. So someone actually ported in, he was shielded to take out this guy's troops, or at least make them walk back to base, and I thought to myself, come on man, at least lose the shield so you can take out this guy's troops. But Nicky, and this is the awesome part, she actually timed it exactly and took this guy's troops out. You can see he had 103k dead troops, so I'm guessing he will rethink it when he tries to participate in another rally against our allies. Well, this is it. I hope you've had fun. I know I had making this, so if you like it, please rate, comment and subscribe and share it with your fellow teammates. I hope you always have fun playing this game. Thank you for watching. Silent out.